Let's go out to Kalamazoo, which sounds like a place in a Dr. Seuss book, and talk to Hannah. What's up, Hannah?
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. How's Kalamazoo? It's a party?
Kalamazoo, it is. It's beautiful today. We got good weather finally.
That's outstanding. Outstanding. Winter's finally over. Hey, so what's up?
Hey, so I'll just give you a little background before I jump into my question here. I'm 29 years old. I'm married. I have one child. And I've kind of always struggled with making friends. I can talk to anyone. But when it comes to connecting on a deeper level, it's very difficult for me. I kind of always thought it was my personality. But after talking with my sisters, it seems like we kind of all have this struggle in one way or another. So my question is, could my very religious, hypercritical Baptist preacher's kid upbringing play a role in why I struggle in relationships?
No, not at all, Hannah. Listen, this is 100% your fault and your personality. Just fix you and all this goes away.
Right.
So, yeah. Wait, say that again. You said it perfectly. That's the best I've ever heard it.
Okay.
Hyper-religious,
religious, hypercritical Baptist preacher's kid over here in Kalamazoo.
Yes. All of that, yes. Congratulations. Okay. You are a therapist's dream because you're going to be a long-term client, right?
Right.
And every stage along the way. Did your parents have friends?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Mm-mm.
Were you a living figurine for them to show the world?
Yes, I was. Yep.
Were you put in a bunch of awkward situations with adults and told that your job was to make sure they, A, were comfortable, and B, that they could see how great you were?
Yes, like singing in prisons, and yes, yep, lots of random things like that. Mm-hmm.
Ta-da! You are now a dysfunctional adult. Congratulations.
Yeah, it pops up in weird places.
It does. Tell me about where it pops up.
So as I've gotten older, I've just kind of noticed things which, when you're younger, you think are normal. Just don't even feel the need to connect with people on a deeper level. It's just all very shallow. And compartmentalized. Like I have one friend for this, I have one friend for this, I have one friend for something different.
You know why you do that, right?
I do not.
Because you can't risk somebody actually fully knowing you.
Yeah.
If they do, there's this underlying, and I'll even go as far to say, by the way, I don't know if I talked about this much on the show, but halfway through my life, my dad quit being a homicide detective and became a minister at a large church. So this is same team discussion here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody truly knows you, the you doesn't have to be bad. It just has to be something they disagree with, and then your parents' porcelain facade gets a mark on it. And that is so wired into every bit of you. And by the way, the mark is not just somebody at your church not liking you. It is eternal damnation and burning in hell, right? I mean, the stakes are so insane.
Mm-hmm.
And so the risk is I can't be fully known, because if I'm fully known and I'm not fully loved, I am ash. And so I'm going to challenge you. You said, I don't feel the need to connect. I disagree. I think you absolutely do. But you parse it out. You outsource it to a bunch of different places to try to just get enough gulps of oxygen to get through your day.
Yeah.
And that wears out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How long have you tried to use your husband as an oxygen tank?
Probably our whole relationship. We've been together 4 years. Yeah, he's my person.
Yeah. He is more than your person. He's probably your heroin syringe too, right?
Yeah.
Not that I know anything about what I'm talking about from personally. Yikes, man. So how can I help? Because there's a lot here.
Right.
What made you pick up the phone and call?
Just, I think I've never heard anyone talk about this because I've been listening to your show for a while. I've been waiting for someone to call in with this question because I can't be the only one, and obviously I'm not. So I guess kind of where to start. I don't know if that's finding someone that is truly safe, like seeking out that one person, or
let's back out of that out of there then, because we're not at relationship yet. Here's a couple things I want you to that you're going to need to make peace with. Okay.
Okay.
You did good things through your entire childhood and probably through your adult life so that other people would see you and think good about you and think good about the name of the family and think good about your parents. That does not mean that the good you did was of no value. And that doesn't mean that you're a bad, evil person. Okay? The relationships you had served a purpose. They were currency for your family. They were currency for you. And you know better than most how to make other people feel good, because that's been your job. Mm-hmm. And that can be by performing. That can be by getting straight A's. That can be by looking pretty, but not too pretty, right? You know how to do all that stuff. And it is freaking exhausting. And that doesn't mean that the relationships that you had were somehow less than or false or fake. They were what you knew. And what killed me was how long I discounted all the good I did growing up because I was doing it for the wrong reasons. But I was a kid. I didn't know. And so I've been able to, over the last 15 or 20 years, turn that around with some help from a counselor, by the way, and begin to see I got a lot of practice in doing good. And that has been a great gift to me as I've been older, because it's just wired in. And now I've learned to do it for the right reasons, not because I'm trying to perform, because it really is kind of who I am now. And so I don't want you to discount who you are and the things you've done and where you've been and where you've come from, because there's so much good there. There's a lot of gross too. But there's a lot of good there that is in you at the cellular level. So you're not broken and not dysfunction and you're not crazy. Does that ring true?
Yes. Yeah. No, yeah. That's great to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes it can feel fake.
Oh, it feels disgusting and fake. Yes. Yeah. But also, I've got buddies growing up that went and got super high and beat up everybody and trashed places, and that was fake too. They were being posers too. The same as I was being a poser as Johnny Jesus freak that was around drugs all the time. I just didn't do them, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's all kids are trying to figure out who they are and what they are, and they're practicing things and they're practicing identities. That's a whole part of being a kid. And then I think there's a stunted adolescence for kids who grew up in the spotlight, whether it's a tiny spotlight like a local church or it's a spotlight of, kids of famous people. There's this weird thing where that there's like, you can listen really quietly in your home and know that so-and-so's cheating on so-and-so, and this greeter at your church is really an awful person. So you have to grow up really fast, but your ability to experience freedom and responsibility for your own decisions is so restricted for so long. So you see a lot, but you don't get to experience a lot. And that makes for a weird 25-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this weird balance where I want to be sexual with my husband and I want to be reckless, but it also feels weird because there's all this background nonsense. And then also I kind of want to do this, but all of it's just this weird moving. Ugh. And so the antidote for all of that is you to really begin mining, M-I-N-I-N-G, like going on an adventure to find out who Hannah is and what she loves, what she doesn't believe anymore, what she wants for her and her family. And that is best expressed in relationships. And that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I just threw a lot at you. Speak back to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, it just feels very overwhelming. I do think I've done quite a bit of work here in my late 20s to see exactly who I am. I've kind of left the church and kind of rebalanced everything to see, okay, what's mine and what was my parents.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm still not in a church or anything, but I do think I'm trying to rebalance exactly who I am. But the friend thing is not falling into place for me.
Okay, tell me if this rings a bell. Often ministers' kids grow up with this idea that every decision is the Super Bowl. And if I get this one date wrong, or if I have this sip of this drink, or I'm with a group of people and Janet pulls out a cigarette, right? Everything is do or die.
Mm-hmm.
And kids cannot carry that weight. And in the same way that my buddies who are college athletic trainers are telling me that kids, 18 and 19-year-olds, are showing up to the university with overuse joint injuries similar to elderly people. So they've got 18 and 19-year-olds with 90-year-old shoulders and 85-year-old knees and hips because of the insanity of childhood sports. You turn into a 21, 25, 28, 29-year-old adult who is so exhausted from carrying the weight of every decision is the end of time. And so the word I want you to tattoo on your soul is practice. You've never fully sat down with one friend and told them everything. You're just going to practice that. And you're going to practice feeling so exposed and so raw and so terrified on your way home when you're replaying. And I know you do this because I do too. You replay every sentence. Did I say that right? Are they going to think this? I should probably call them. Oh, I said that one thing about that other person. You do that, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yes, because saying the wrong thing would have ruined everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want you to own, I don't believe that at all anymore. I didn't do X for this long, and I don't even believe that anymore. And here's why. That's ownership. And you just got to practice it. Practice saying no. Practice saying, I don't believe that anymore. Practice not answering a question, because answering questions got you gold stars growing up. Practice just not answering. Just, I don't know. What do you think? And everything in your body will be like, answer, answer, answer. Just practice not. It'll feel so awkward and weird. And then what you're going to find is you have value beyond being able to give the right verse in the right context. You're going to find that you have value not performing these lessons that you learned, but you're going to suddenly find that those lessons are a part of you in a really deep and profound way. And ultimately, every single relationship is a risk. And so you're going to practice taking that risk. I'm going to tell you one thing, one heavy thing before I let you go, okay?
Okay.
Your husband can't carry the weight of all of this too. And so you've been married 4 or 5 years, right?
2.
2 years. Okay, y'all been together 4 years. You've been married 2. So I'm 18 years down the road. And I've almost wrecked our train several times by overloading the tracks. That means he can't be a trash compactor for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're going to have to find, whether it's a counselor, whether it's some friends at a local church, and slowly peek your head back in, whether that's a group of women that you invite over and just say, I've never had friends before, so I'm going for it. And everyone's going to be weird. And there'll be 2 out of the 6 that stick around. You have to just practice that.
Okay. I can do that.
Do you promise you won't now hit the pendulum all the other way and just hold a bunch of secrets from him and then not tell anybody and then implode the whole thing?
All right. I didn't even think about that. Yep.
Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I just toggle from everything or nothing. And neither of those things are helpful. They're not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this helps or if this makes you feel bad. Over the last 30 years, I've had entire chunks of my life where I needed to walk away for a minute from corporate church stuff and in a way recalibrate. And sometimes that was with 2 or 3 people that I really, really trusted. Sometimes that was with me in one person that had some wisdom. Sometimes that was me spending some time reading and reflecting and writing. But when you grow up in that spotlight, sometimes the heat lamp gets really hot. So I want you to know that you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, taking some space, I think, can be incredibly healthy. And everybody's going to have an opinion about why you're doing and what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Keep yourself grounded with people that you trust. Okay?
Okay.
Cool?
Sounds good. No, sounds like a good plan.
Will you practice this and then holler back girl at me? You're supposed to say, I ain't no holler back girl. But I'd love to find out what happens when you reach out to a few women and just tell them everything.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like trying to wrap my head around doing that, but yes.
I know, it feels insane. Call. It feels insane.
It does. It does.
Go be crazy. Go be crazy. Enjoy it. Have fun. And trust me, you're going to get burned. Trust me, it's going to go awkward and weird. And then trust me, you're going to find 1 or 2 people that say the magic words, I thought I was the only one. And that will be the soil of a new relationship, new friendship. A person that will walk with you, will hold your arms up in the desert. And that person will be a living embodiment of a different way to do relationships and grace and risk. And man, it's incredible. It's incredible when you find it.